you've come across straight line graphs in GCSEs. So you know that all straight line graphs have or are in the arrangement of y equals mx plus c, right? That's the format that they take, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. Now, when it comes to working out the gradient, you may have come across a question where you have it in like a graph and you work out the change in x and the change in y. I've heard some of my students refer to it as rise over run. That might be something you've come across. Now, in A level, we like to use equations, and you're probably going to be better off using equations because you're not necessarily going to have a graph and coordinates according to that graph. It might be more of a sketch. It might be just coordinates, and you won't have, square paper to draw it on. So if you have a formula, if you have an equation, you're going to find it easier to work with. So if you're trying to find the gradient of a line, you're going to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2, y1, x2, x1, those are just two coordinates. So you would label one of your coordinates as x1, y1. You would label the other coordinate as x2, y2. And there is like a method to doing it. There is like a technique, and I will get to that in a second. So that's how you work out the gradient. If you're trying to work out the equation, you can use y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, where m is your gradient and your x1 and y1 is the same as that. So one set of coordinates that you have. You just have to sub it in to that general equation, and then you're good to go. You've got the equation of your straight line graph. So have a look at question 2a. You've been given two coordinates. You want to find the equation of the line connecting those two coordinates. We're always going to start with the gradient. So to work out the gradient, you do y2 minus y1, which is your change in y, over x2 minus x1. Over x2 minus x1. Let's say if we quickly sketched it, something like that, where this is the 0.24 and this is the 0.38. Which one is higher up in the graph? This one. That's higher up, so I'm going to label that one as my x2, y2, which makes this my x1, y1. Now all I'm going to do is substitute those values in. So 8 minus 4 over 3 minus 2, which gives me 4 over 1, which is just 4. That's my gradient. Now I can use that in y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, sub in my x1, y1, and sub in my gradient. So 4 equals 4 times x minus 2. So y minus 4 is equal to 4x minus 8. Y minus 4, nope, let's move that minus 4. Y equals 4x and then minus 8 plus 4, which is minus 4. So y equals 4x minus 4. That's it. That's all you have to do. You work out the gradient first using the gradient equation. Then you work out the equation of the straight line using that general equation. So that's 2A done. I want you to attempt C, E, and question 3, please. So for C, which one will you label as x2, y2? This one, because that's higher up in the graph. So if I do 2C here, m equals 8 minus 0 over 2 minus minus 2. Notice I used a bracket with my negative number. That's going to prevent you from going wrong anywhere, because minus and a minus makes a plus. That's something that you have to be mindful of. So 8 over 4, which is 2. And now I plug that into my straight line equation formula. So y minus 0 equals 2 times x minus minus 2. Y equals 2 times x plus 4. So y equals 2x plus 8. That's my equation for the straight line. Cool. Oh, sorry. Hold on. 2, 4. My bad. Yeah. X plus 2 in the bracket, and then 2 times that is 4. Sorry. Okay, E. Which one are you going to label as x2, y2? This one again. It's just by coincidence it happens to be the one on the right. It's not always going to be the one on the right. But yeah, in this case, that's the one you're going to label as x2, y2. Use your formula again. So m equals 3 minus, in brackets, minus 1 over 7 minus 3. 3 plus 1, 4. 7 minus 3, 4. So my gradient is 1. Plug that into the other equation. Y minus minus 1 equals 1 times x minus 3. So y plus 1 equals x minus 3. Y equals x minus 2. Nope, minus 4. Sorry, minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. Okay. Question 3. Find the equation of the line L which passes through the points 7, 2 and 9 minus 8. Give your answer in the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. Okay. Which one is higher? This one. So you can label that as your x2, y2. So we've got 7, 2. We've got 9 minus 8. So m equals 2 minus minus 8 over 7 minus 9. So 10 over minus 2, so minus 5. Okay. Y minus minus 8 is equal to minus 5, x minus 9. Y plus 8 equals minus 5x plus 45. Y equals minus 5x plus 37. Okay. Now, it said it wanted the equation in the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. So everything here, you're going to move there. So 5x plus y minus 37 equals 0. There you go. That's the final answer. And that is how you find equations of straight line graphs.